I'm on camera. There we go. So, today in the news, there was a former astronaut by the name of Dr. Edgar Mitchell. He was doing a radio interview. Now, this guy was a NASA astronaut. He's walked on the moon. He actually holds the record for the longest moonwalk. He walked on the moon for over 9 hours in his spacesuit. So this guy is not your run-of-the-mill guy. He's a scientist. He's an astronaut. He's very well respected and very well known. He's got the highest reputation a person can have. But on a radio interview yesterday, he said this. He claimed that aliens exist. Beings from other planets exist. And he said extraterrestrials, that is aliens, have visited Earth on several occasions. But the alien contact has been covered up by world governments for 60 years. 60 years. So, like I said, this isn't some crackpot or some crazy guy saying this. This is Dr. Edgar Mitchell, NASA astronaut, scientist, man who walked on the moon, said this. So, because somebody like this says this, you kind of go, okay, you've got my attention. So, Dr. Mitchell, who is now 77 years old, said during this radio interview, he said the ETs were similar to the traditional image on television as a small body, large eyes, big head. And he claimed that our technology, human technology, is not nearly as sophisticated as the aliens. And he says that they're not hostile. If they were, we would have been gone a long time ago, because their technology is way above ours. So, and he said, I happen to have been privileged enough to be in on the fact that we've been visited and that the UFO phenomena is real. So, privileged enough, that means he had inside information. Privileged means you get something good that somebody else does not. So, and he says, it's been covered up by our governments for the last 60 years, but slowly it's been leaked out, or information has become public very slowly, and he has been briefed on it, which means he has been informed about it. I've been in military and intelligence circles. And it says, we've been visited. And he said the countries of France and Belgium and Brazil have already made public many of their classified UFO material already. So, and he says it's really starting to open up. That means people are really starting to talk about it. And he said, I think we're headed for real disclosure. So, disclosure means when an organization or a person gives information that was not known and makes it public. That is disclosure, disclosing information. So he says, I think we're headed for real disclosure, and some serious organizations are moving in that direction. So, he's saying, and I think he's talking about the American government for the most part, that many organizations in the American government are moving in the direction of informing the public. But NASA found out about all this, and this was their statement. NASA made a statement about his claims and said, NASA does not track UFOs. NASA is not involved in any sort of cover-up about alien life on this planet or anywhere in the universe. Dr. Mitchell is a great American, but we do not share his opinions on the issue. So, a very short statement, because there's not much they can argue, because this guy's reputation is so big and so good. So what I think is funny about that statement was that they didn't exactly deny what he said. They just said, we're not of any part of any cover-up. And we don't track UFOs. Now, UFO stands for Unidentified Flying Object. UFO. Unidentified Flying Object. So, personally, I think NASA said we don't track UFOs because as far as they're concerned, there are no unidentified flying objects. If it's flying in the sky, they know about it. So, they don't track UFOs because as far as they're concerned, there aren't any. So, I don't know. This isn't a crackpot. This isn't a crazy guy. We'll have to see if what he says is true.